How you guys doing?
Hey,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm loving this show. These 4 episodes that we got were an absolute delight and just had me chuckling throughout every episode. And Jaclyn, I just want to start with you. I,
Yeah.
I feel like this has been such a big year for Inside Out, and with Inside Out 2, like just dominating the box office. It's clear that people are fascinated with this world and love the emotional journey that Riley has been going on. How do you feel that this series expands on growing up and processing emotions, but through dreams?
I mean, we were really excited to explore dreams because they're so universal. It's different from your emotions, but dreams actually do help you process things that are unresolved. So we did a
Right.
lot of research into why do we dream? Why do we need sleep? How do dreams help us? And so it was so much fun to explore that. And also, I think it'll leave people with this sense of looking at their own dreams and thinking about like, oh, well, am I holding on to something? Because it's not your logic brain. Your logic brain actually turns off when you're sleeping. So this other part of your mind gets to come alive and explore things that wouldn't be able to. It wouldn't be able to during the day.
Yes, absolutely. It's the that's an emotional journey for yourself on a different level, right?
Yes.
If you can kind of go through your dreams and understand
Yeah.
what's happening.
Uh-huh.
Not always the case. Sometimes we forget dreams and so on.
Which is the greatest insult for a dream maker, the director, they're all
Absolutely.
like waiting for the ads to come in the morning of did
Much
she
like
remember?
filmmaking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is
Well,
a direct parallel.
absolutely. And actually, that kind of goes hand in hand with my next question. The show is set in a production studio environment where dreams are made, which feels like just such a meta behind the scenes look into what creativity looks like. Uh, for all of you, did you incorporate any of your own experiences from working in production and what that looks like to shape this world? We'll start with Valerie.
Yeah, well, I think I mean, just on a big picture level, it's like I think as an artist or filmmaker, you're thinking about like what stories am I telling and why am I telling them? And I think Pixar is great in the sense that like we want our films to be fun and entertaining, but there is always this desire to do something more underneath it, like have an emotional impact and like speak to something universal that everyone can relate to. Like that's always there. So we work so hard and we reiterate and we do it over and over again. And I think that is like a direct parallel to our characters. Like they're not just making dreams that they think are great or silly. Like they're doing it because they love Riley. And they want
Right.
to, and they all have different opinions about what is the best way to help her or impact her.
Mhm.
But with much like all of us as filmmakers, but they do come together with this ultimate singular goal.
Right. How about Austin? How do you see moments from that lifestyle kind of finding its way into this show?
Well, I mean, for me, it was more the dream aspect of it's funny when you have a dream that you really like, the first thing you want to do is tell someone about it. And of course, the first thing that happens is their face glazes over. Nobody wants to hear about someone else's dream. Oh my God. But on our show, it became like in the first thing in the morning. What do you remember your dreams? I had this dream last night. Okay, everybody got the
Yeah.
pen and paper and write it down. And for me, my daughter was 5 when we were working on this, which is the age that Riley would have been at the height of Paula's heyday. So I was really paying attention to her dreams. And there was one night where I heard her kind of, like having a nightmare. I rushed into her room, and instead of being a good parent, and it's okay, I was just like, okay, wake up. What is it? Articulate what you just saw. And she literally woke up and she said, I wanted to pet all the puppies. And that was her nightmare. But it was actually eye-opening, like, oh my gosh, in her world with her reference, that is a nightmare, is not being able to pet all the puppies. So it was just cool, like hearing everybody's dreams and getting to share. Because I think, in all of our minds, we are filmmakers and we do have the luxury of there's a movie that's made every
Yeah.
night just for us. And
Right.
so to actually share that.
Yeah.
And then we got to explore the energy of filmmaking and collaboration, and that's what we do at Pixar. So,
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
it's a feeling, it's a
Yeah.
buzz,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
to work and play off each other, just like our actors played off each other. And then we got to bring that to the show.
Yeah, I
as
mean,
well.
we're all artists, we're all filmmakers. We get passionate about our ideas, and we have differences of opinion, and like and like, but how do we figure out how to do this? And it was fun how our show series is new for us. We were directing episodes. Mike was overseeing the whole thing as our series director. writing, and we had to get through our crunchiness, but like, and then it was so great. We made this better thing because of it. And I think that it's funny how it, like in a meta way, parallels our show.
Yeah.
Like, at the end, they kind of overcome their differences to do this wonderful thing for Riley.
And they all work together.
Yeah.
So you take away that collaboration, and they helped her step out and trust herself.
Yes, I think that's what was so beautiful about like this series, and it still hit home this idea that change can be okay,
Yeah.
and that stepping out of your comfort zone is okay.
Yeah.
And even if it does look a little scary, embrace that.
Yeah.
I think that's really, really great. Now, I do have a quick question for Valerie and Austin, because there is a reference in this show about lock scripts or open scripts.
Yeah.
I would love to know, as directors, what do you like working? Is there a specific script that you like? Do you like lock scripts or open scripts? And what does one afford you that the other wouldn't?
Well,
Nothing's ever locked at Pixar.
Yeah.
No.
I
would
think
imagine that.
I don't know if open would be my answer, because a locked script means that's as good as it's going to get. And that's nice and it's easy. And you could build and plus, but especially the way at Pixar, we screen each film, about 8 times, and we blow them up.
Yeah.
And each time, at least the idea is that it gets better. And also each time you're allowed to bring in collaborators from outside the show and get fresh, opinions. I know Peter Jackson has this thing where he says he wished he could take a pill and get objectivity and forget the movie. And I think we're all the same way, where you just, you're like, I think it's working. Is it working? And you show it. So I don't know. I think it's a challenge, but at the end of the day, not necessarily being locked, but at least being locked into the goal. And Mike Jones, our series director, was so great about having a vision of where this was going to end, so that at least we knew where we were aiming, and then just like, let's find the best route there. It was like having a GPS that's constantly updating right as you pass the turn. Okay, do a U-turn. There's a better route. Let's take it.
Absolutely. I think it's so funny, because again, it ties in with the meta jokes of production life and the studio background. Like even just the little things, like a Riley Wood reporter is so cute, and even the little Oscar that I believe Paula has, like that's like what was that award called? What would you guys call that?
The Slumber Awards.
Slumber Awards.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, me and my co-hosts were having a debate about it. So
I hope you won some money.
I think he pitched the idea, and I agreed. It's a dreamy. It would be a dreamy award.
That's
so
good
that
too.
was the that's
Well,
also
they got to
good.
have several, right? There's the
the whole
EGOT of the dream.
there's
Well,
the
there's gotta
daytime,
be
the nighttime.
Yeah, daytime daydream
Yeah,
awards.
daydreamer.
There you go.
The days.
Yeah.
Now, with so many great lessons, you guys have talked about it. Like, there's just so many great lessons from the show. There's creativity, teamwork, stepping out of your comfort zone. Is there anything you've learned from working on this series that stuck with you?
Not really.
Everyone loves Canada.
Yes.
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 Hey, I'm Canadian. There I am.
We
Hey.
had so you'll be happy to hear, we had a Canadian trust at work where we actually heard about their culture, and then we just dismissed it.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. Naming your moose Timbit. That's a deep cut for
you go.
Canadians. So I
It's all this
appreciate
guy.
that.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it. There you go. Awesome. Yeah, it was a great episode. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on the Geekcentric podcast. It was such a delight to learn more about this show and just how much passion went into it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Awesome. Have a good one, guys.